Hello everyone, it's Salt Rider here and welcome to another week in toys, and a bit of a funny week this week, or fortnight. I can't remember the last time I did one of these, to be honest with you. I have picked up some Transformer goodness. I've been to a car boot sale and I've got something non-toy related but still Transformers related, and that's what we'll start. These were announced at TFN. I don't know, I didn't discount them that I weren't going to get them, but I didn't get around to ordering them, and the only reason why what made me order them is because obviously the Queen passed away, and these will be the last, I believe, the last stamps that will hold her like silhouette on there. I believe anyway. That's what I read. But I picked up these. These are the Transformers stamp collection, and they're really nice actually. I picked up. I think this was the 1799 set, I think it was, and it comes with the Optimus versus Megatron, the Bumblebee versus Starscream, RC and Soundwave, and Grimlock and Shockwave, and I think they're really, really nicely done. Some lovely artwork. Comes in this display case, the display like packet. You know what, there was that many different options on there. There was some 50 quid frame ones and all that kind of stuff, but I went for the option with these stamps, and I think these on the back are stamps as well. These are the Dynabots. So we've got Slug, Swoop, Sludge, Snarl and Grimlock. And yeah, you know what, I picked them up, just something to keep. And as I say, it prompted me because I believe that this silhouette here is the last time it'll be used. I believe so. Could be wrong, but there we are. A little abnormality, I suppose, anomaly, that Transformers are the last stamps to potentially own the Queen silhouette on there. So there we go. I picked them up anyway. They were, I think, as I say, $17.99, but there's loads of different options. Go on the Royal Mail website and have a look. I'm going to put them over there. Now, I did get a Transformer this week, and it was one that I've been thinking about getting for a while. I didn't like the first version of this. This is a repaint, but I've picked it up and I'm happy I did. I've picked up Transformers Velocitron 500 Collection Scourge, and this is based on the Robots in Disguise figure, and it's really nice. However, the QC demon struck me again. I picked this up when I was at work in Telford, and I had to return it because basically the face had a big dent in it, which I was absolutely gutted about. I opened him up, really excited, checked the outside of the truck because this is packaged in truck mode, and yeah, as soon as I saw the face, it had a big dent in it. I'll stick a photo up anyway so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, I picked him up and he's quite nice. Here he is in his truck mode, and I think this works so much better than Laser Prime. I think it's because Laser Prime is lacking those stickers and he looks too prime, whereas this looks, in truck mode anyway, how Scourge should look. It's really nice. The robot mode is exactly the same as Laser Prime. I'll get him all transformed up for you and we'll have a look at him. And here is Scourge in his robot mode. Now, my one critique of this figure, apart from like the issues with the engineering on the shoulders, which is not a problem with this figure, it's a problem of Laser Prime, is that the deco's not right. This section should be grey, there should be more teal on there. It's not quite the right deco, and I can see Hasbro coming back and giving us a slightly different deco, which will be a big pain if they do. But you know what, all in all, this is a lovely, lovely figure, and it is loads better than the Laser Prime, I have to say, loads better. My Laser Prime's arms like to pop off, and it's got some, this chest bit pops off as well, and the head won't rotate at all without popping off. This has fixed some of those problems. Now, this isn't without his QC issues. The paint on his face has a slight blemish on it. It's nowhere near as bad as the one I had. Very similar to my Earthrise Prime has this problem as well. Just slight blemish on the paint, but you can't notice it unless you're really close. But the issue with him is he's got a pretty loose waist, which is a little bit disappointing. His hips are a little bit loose, but I can just tighten up the screws on the back there. So yeah, that's a little bit disappointing, but I'm going to give him a little bit of TLC, tighten up his joints, and I'm sure he'll be fine. He does come with the same weapons as Laser Prime, so he comes with the axe thing, which can combine with the sword. It's now on the floor. There we go. So that can go into here like that. and he can have that look going on, which I think actually works better for Scourge here than for Laser Prime. You can also, a bit like Laser Prime, let me just pop old Scourge there a second. On the top of the trailer there is a minigun, and this can pop off, and that can be used as kind of his blaster, which came from the original figure. I know some third-party add-ons will do bits for that, but yeah, he looks alright, doesn't it? He looks alright. I was a little bit gutted with the price of it, to be honest, because it is a little bit much, but I didn't want to miss out on him, and Smiths had a bit of a restock. He has also got these missile pods that open up. They don't shoot, but they look cool, and the light piping is really great as well. So all in all, it was one of them where I did want him, but I didn't want to pay the price because I didn't enjoy the first version of the figure. This is actually where the second version is superior to the original by some distance. I really like it. I like the upside down G2 Autobot badge there. I've never quite understood what that's about, so if someone tells me in the comments below, that would be awesome. But yeah, so I picked up Scourge. 2 trips to Smith's to get a decent one, but all in all, he was worth it in the end, and I'm happy to have him. Probably going to pack the trailer away and just have him in robot mode, wielding his sword. But yeah, lovely figure. Now, when I went back to Warsaw, because I bought it in Smith's in Telford, but I took it back to Warsaw because it was closer and I wasn't going back to work for another week. There is a cancer research shop there, and I always have a look in there whenever I'm up there. And I saw there was this guy who was paying when I went in there, who basically had bought bags of action figures, and I could see that there had some wrestlers in there, but maybe some Power Rangers as well. So I was a little bit gutted that I didn't get a chance to see what was in there. But sitting on the side was this, and this was almost an amazing find, but it has got a piece missing. This is a Cyberverse Optimus Prime. I believe these are in game at the moment. I think they're about 20 quid each, and it's one of these ones where it's got like the Cybertron armour gimmick, and let me try and work out how to do it. Hang on. It's a little bit temperamental, this, but essentially you put the arm on the back, and then you can have, or you can have just a normal version of Optimus Prime. And this figure is actually pretty decent. It's got articulation in the elbows, in the shoulders. It's got a little bit of waist articulation, hips, knees. No rockers, but this thing ain't bad, and it's pretty fun. Now, it's meant to come with a giant sword. Luffy pointed that out to me. Unfortunately, he's missing his hand, which is really odd. You don't normally see a missing hand, but due to how this thing transforms, the hand basically goes into that position. So I think what's happened here is that this has been semi-loose, and the sword that comes with it would have been in that hand, and wherever the sword is, that's where the hand is. I reckon it's popped off. But it was 3 quid. Yeah, it's a transform that I hadn't experienced before. And you know what? Maybe I'll stumble across the hand, or maybe I'll find someone who can like do a 3D print of it or whatever. But you know what? It's a relatively new figure, one that I wouldn't have paid full price for, and I'm happy to have experienced it. It was alright for 3 quid. So I'll stick him in a spare box, and who knows, maybe I'll find some other pieces for him one day. Hot Rodney does this all the while, doesn't he? He finds bits and then just sticks them to one side. So yeah, I thought that was going to be the lot of toy action for this week, but I was wrong. Me and my son went to Smith's on, I think it was Saturday. He wanted one of these Treasure X coffin things. I don't know if you've seen them, they've been out for a while now. But basically, you put water in them and there's like a monster pops up and you've got a random monster inside. He's only had one of these before, and he wanted to spend his pocket money and go and get another. So I checked all the local Smiths, and Warsaw had some in stock. And I did explain to him that unfortunately you might get a double. And when we got home, the only one he got was the one that he got again, and he was gutted, and it really moithered him. It really bothered him. And I wish there was a way to identify which ones were in these boxes, but I actually don't think there is. I've looked on the internet. Anyway, it was 12 quid. And I noticed on the internet that Argos in Bilston, which is about 6-7 miles away from me, had some in stock. So I decided on Sunday to drive up there and go and pick him up, the last 3 that they had. not to have now, one to replace the one that he had on Saturday, but also just to reward him like next week or something like that if he does well with his spelling. Anyway, I went up there and I've been when I got home I checked and they're all different, so he hasn't got any of them, which is good. But when I was walking to the Argos, I noticed within the town they had a car boot sale, which was pretty awesome. So I had to have a rummage round, didn't I? And I found a few little bits on there. So the first thing I found, two things I found, was there was a box of 3 things for £1. Now I only picked up 2 because there was nothing else in there. But I picked up this. I think it's just got made in China on it, so it's only a cheap car. But I bought it because it's Wheeljack. It's the Wheeljack car and the Wheeljack deco. It's a bit battered up, but you know what? I thought that was quite cool. Like a little bit of a homage. There was loads of... I think these are quite old because they had some of the cars that I had when I was a kid, like the colour changes and all that in there. But anyway, I picked up this just because it was Wheeljack. Obviously it doesn't transform, it's just a car. A little cheap car, but you know what? It's cool, isn't it? You don't see them every day, so I thought, I'll pick up that. And what I also found in there was something quite random. I found this little fella. Now this, I believe, is a KO, an undersized version of Ramjet. I've got the Sunstorm of this, and I've seen other versions of this loads of times. I had a look through to see if any of his bits were in there. They weren't. He's missing one of his thrusters off the back, which is unfortunate. No wings, no hands, but... Yeah, again, I picked it up for 50p because you think, you know what, you never know, I might find some bits to go with this one day. You never know. So I got that. Then what else did I pick up? I found this for my son, but he's already got it, so it's probably going on eBay. A little Gingar figure. I thought he'd got it, but this thing looks relatively new. So who knows, I might get a couple of quid for that. That was a 50p as well. This is the thing about this car boot, unlike the one where I normally go to. Everything was like 50p. Like, it wasn't like 3-4 quid an item. So I picked up that. Then I found this little Lieutenant Ripley figure, which I thought was cool for 50p. They had no other things in there, just randomly a Ripley figure, but I picked up that, so that was cool. In the same box with these two things, and these are going to go on eBay because Oliver's actually got these, but these are 2 of the Ghostbusters Playmobil figures that are out of the Firehouse set. So I'm sure some people out there will be looking for these figures, and I bought both of these for £1, so I'll stick them on and see if I can get a couple of quid back. No harm in reselling some bits, is there? Probably the find of the day was this, and I saw it sitting on top of a Spock Funko Pop. It is a Corgi King-on Bird of Prey King-on Bird of Prey figure, and it's really nice. It's got some lovely detail on it. I thought it was one of these Eagle Moss starships that Paul Farrelly from Transformers The Show collects, but it's not. This is full die-cast and it's Corgi. Looking on eBay, they go sealed anywhere between 25 and 35 quid. So it was a nice little find. It doesn't have its stand, unfortunately, but that was 50p. So I cannot moan about that. And then the final thing I picked up was 2 quid. I didn't know how much they were worth, and looking on eBay, they're not worth a resale. But it's a Transformers item, and for 2 quid I can't moan. It's a pack of these, the cards. So we've got, I think this is an Autobot set. Got Red Alert, Bumblebee, Ironhide and Optimus, and then we've got a pack of cards there. You can see the alt mode on the back. So I picked up that, and yeah, that was alright. That wasn't too bad for a couple of quid. How much did I spend there at the boot? Probably about like probably about 6-7 quid, something like that. And I've got a decent amount of stuff. Now, I did go to B&M afterwards on the way back. Got some fuel, went to B&M. And I really want to start a Stranger Things collection. I watched Stranger Things, finished it a couple of weeks ago. And even now, I still think it is the best TV show I've ever seen. I loved every second of it. So regrettably, I had a few Stranger Things figures when I'd only seen a few episodes of season 1, and I sold them. I sold season 3, Hopper and 11, and now they go for like 4 times the price I sold them for, which is so sad. And I got those from B&M. They also had some of the 3 3/4 inch figures in B&M, which are now obviously sold out. So I'm looking on eBay to try and start a Stranger Things collection, and there are some newer lines coming out, so I'm probably going to be picking up some of those as I've now retired from the Black Series and the Marvel Legends as such. Only the one-off figures I'll be getting. And the other good thing as well, there isn't too many of them out there, so like you don't mind paying a little bit more to get the figure. It's not like you're going to get another wave in like another 2 weeks time. But anyway, I looked in there and there was a Stranger Things toy in there, and it's not quite a figure, but it is from McFarlane Toy. This is Dart. So if those of you seen season 2, this is Dart, one of the demi-dogs. And yeah, it's like a rubbery, it's got like sandy stuff inside. Come in like a set like this, and it is part of the range that comes with the McFarlane figures. So you can see the wave here of Will 11, Mike and Bob. But yeah, that was £3, and I thought, you know what, that's quite a cool thing. I'm going to create a Stranger Things shelf. I'm going to take my time picking up some stuff. I've got a few things always in my sights. There's actually this wide range of figures that were exclusive in Target that almost remind me of the old Ghostbuster figures. They've got like gimmicks on them and all that kind of stuff, which looks really, really cool. But anyway, I'm waffling. And that's it for this week's Week in Toys. So a little bit of a mixture of figures, some different things. Hopefully we'll be able to have some of the Wave 3 of Legacy hitting soon. I'm expecting those around PulseCon time. And looking on In Demand Toys website, they've got some of the Wave 2 of Velocitron in stock. They've got the black drag strip, and they've got Crasher in stock, so it might be worthwhile picking up some of those. Anyway, what do you think? Any of these things decent items I've picked up? Was the boot worthwhile? Have you picked up Scourge? Let me know in the comments below anyway. Until next time, I've been Sort Rider, and I'll catch you again soon.